Bright sunshine, blue skies, smiling faces. The 2008-09 season kicked off with fresh hope, optimism and new support in the shape of insurance giants Aviva, launching a 3-year title sponsorship deal with the Canaries at Carrow Road. The action kicked off at Coventry City's Ricoh Arena. Seldom a happy hunting ground for Norwich, and so it proved on this August afternoon. 6 full league debuts in the Canary lineup, and unlucky not to take a half-time lead. Lee Croft just missing out. No sooner had the second half got underway than Norwich were behind. Sammy Clingan tangling with Coventry's Scott Dan, and the referee pointing straight to the spot. Elliot Ward's kick, Coventry's first shot on target, had enough to break the deadlock. It stayed that way until 5 minutes from time, when Norwich were finally seen off by a former Carrow Road favourite. Sky Blue sub Leon Mackenzie prodding home from close range in front of 2,500 travelling Canary fans who of course once cheered his every move. 2-0 Coventry. 3 days later and the Canaries were in cup action at MK Dons, newly promoted to League One. The tie was settled by one neat move and one neat finish from Sam Baldock. Norwich out of the Carling Cup. Come the Saturday, and something of a carnival atmosphere at Carrow Road for the first home game of the season. Blackpool, the visitors, hopes high of a first goal and first points of the campaign. But once again, indiscretion in the penalty box was to cost Norwich dearly. 10 minutes into the second half, Elliot Omazuzi judged to have tripped Adam Hamill. Once again, Norwich might have had a case for feeling hard done by. In any event, it was a second penalty in successive league games with the same result, Ben Burgess making no mistake. But this was a game City dominated, as reflected by the corner count. None to the visitors, a dozen to Norwich, and from one of them, the Canaries drew level. Second half sub, Darryl Russell popping up with a header midway through the half. 1-1, not the result Norwich were hoping for, but at least the first point of the season was on the board. With the early season games coming thick and fast, it was off to Cardiff next, where second half substitute Arturo Lupoli was to prove City's saviour after the Welshman took a 2-goal lead. Ross McCormack with the first after just 2 minutes. Norwich had a chance to equalise just 5 minutes later. Matty Pattison brought down in the area for a penalty. Jamie Curitan stepped up but scuffed his shot wide. Penalties were becoming a recurrent theme, much to City's frustration and cost. Just as in the first 2 league games of the campaign, the Canaries conceded another spot kick. Sammy Clingan involved again, a rash challenge sending McCormack to the ground. He duly picked himself up to score his and Cardiff's second. 2-0, not looking good for Norwich, but the arrival of the on-loan Lupoli midway through the second half changed everything. Just 3 minutes after coming on, the Italian brought City back into the match. Lee Croft's shot falling nicely into his path. A slice of overdue good fortune, perhaps, from which Lupoli made it 2-1. And just 5 minutes later, the Italian was added again, benefiting from some good work by Lee Croft, doing very well to get in the cross. Lupoli meeting it with a neat diving header, a good goal, completing a very good comeback. But there was still work to be done at the other end as Cardiff staged a late rally. Patterson in the right place at the right time to head off the line. Still the danger not clear. Goalkeeper David Marshall doing well to fend off an awkward bounce to make sure the Canaries held on to a hard-earned point. 2-2. A week later and it was back to Carrow Road and the customary bumper crowd for the visit of early Championship pace-setters Birmingham City, watched by commentator Donovan Blake.
Free kick given away by Ryan Bertrand. Only 5 minutes to go to half-time, so Norwich could ill afford to concede so close to the break. Here's James McFadden with the free kick for Birmingham, and it's turned in! Sebastian Larsson, with his first goal of the season, gives Birmingham City the lead. Glancing header at the near post, and David Marshall given no chance. Here's the free kick again. McFadden took it and he stole a yard from his marker. Did Sebastian Larsson, and able to plant the ball across David Marshall. Good break here for Arturo Lupoli. Martin Taylor trying to keep with him. The shot coming in from Darryl Russell. And to thank. The equaliser for Norwich City. Norwich City supporters very, very pleased with that. And Carrow Russell, who's been making a name for himself as a striker in pre-season, gets Norwich's equaliser. Well run in midfield. It was a lovely through ball from Hoolahan to release Lupoli. Martin Taylor battling back, but his tackle inadvertently put it into the path of Carrow Russell, and he did the rest. Nicely played by McFadden to McSheffrey. And here's a chance here for Kevin Phillips to win it for Birmingham. Great save by David Marshall.
So Norwich still searching for their first victory of the new campaign and having to wait another fortnight before trying to put that right at Plymouth. Scene of one or two recent horror stories for the Canaries. Not this time though. Debutant Antoine Sibierski heading on for Lupoli to fire home on 15 minutes. The Italian's third goal of the season. He thought he'd grabbed a fourth after a rampant Norwich tore Plymouth apart. Some splendid approach play before Matty Patterson hits the bar. Lupoli knocking home the rebound, but judged offside. Undeterred, Norwich pushed forward with some style. Patterson right in the thick of things, but embarrassed this time to blast over after good work by Wes Hoolahan. There was only one team in it, and it was a 10-man team in Plymouth's case. Just before half-time, Christian Timor saw yellow again, and therefore red, after bringing down Sibierski. Norwich then thought they should have had a penalty when Lupoli found Hoolahan, who certainly seemed to be impeded as he went to ground. Referee Andy Woolmer, though, unlike his predecessors in previous games, didn't want to know. But Mr Woolmer did see things City's way in the second half, awarding a free kick for handball on the hour. Mark Fotheringham rolled it short for Sibierski, and the Frenchman capped an impressive debut by finding the back of the net to make it 2-0. It could and should have been more, but in the event, the Canaries found themselves facing an unnecessarily nervous final few seconds after Argyle's Paul Gallagher scored deep into time added on. But at last, it was a first win of the season.
We could have embarrassed them today. Really embarrassed them. You know, the times we hit the woodwork, and other missed opportunities to really put the sword, to their throats. And we have a crazy situation. In the last 90 seconds, we lose a goal, brings them sort of back into the game for those last few seconds when we should have been over the hill, away and gone, because generally speaking, our performance deserved us to be 3-4 goals in front.
So with a victory in the bag at last, hopes were high of a first home win of the season come the midweek visit of Queen's Park Rangers.
Russell, decent cross, Sibierski! Took a deflection, corner kick. Beautiful strike by the Frenchman as it fell kindly to him. It was Russell's pullback, and he connected well with it, and it came off the knees of Stewart. It's Ledesma who would take the corner. Stewart got his head to it, but he headed it outside the box. Here's Marn, away by Sibierski. Almost a mistake by Cook. Lupoli couldn't get there, although, oh, dearie me. That's a terrible challenge by Connolly, who's already walking. And he's down the tunnel. It was Connolly who miscontrolled the ball and completely took out Patterson. Ledesma trying to beat Bertrand. Was that a strong challenge? It was a strong challenge by Stefanovic. Stefanovic not particularly happy about Ledesma's plight. Well, I can understand why. And a wall of four in front of David Marshall. It's Ledesma who takes it, and handball on the edge of the box. And Ledesma will have another go. And this time it's blocked, and this time it's encroachment by Fotheringham, and this time Fotheringham's going to be booked. And Rob Shoebridge is very firm. Well, he certainly did advance, and it hit him on the back this time. Fotheringham taken out of the epicentre this time. He's going to mark the spare man. So for the third time, So is Desmond going to take it, or is Rowland's going to take it? Rowland does! Well, that surprised everyone. Martin Rowland gives Queen's Park Rangers the lead. Beautifully hit with the right foot. Marshall motionless. Bertrand. He works in field. Referee says that's a foul by Rowland. Fotheringham is close by, so is Stefanovic. It's Fotheringham who takes it, and it was dealt with. It had to be dealt with by Cherney. First time he's been called into action.
Disappointment for the Canaries against 10 men at Carrow Road, but a chance to make amends just 3 days later against Sheffield United. Central defender Jonathan Grant, another loanee, making his full debut.
Good header, good save. Marshall with the stop. To find out who got contact with the header. May well have been Billy Sharp. Sibierski being tracked by Kilgallen, not very well. Here's Russell, forced out of the box, still gets a shot in, and it was a fine save by Paddy Kenny. Given away there by Fotheringham, and Hendry has released Webber because of a slip by Ground. It's Danny Webber, it's saved by Marshall. The slip by Grounds allowed Webber to sprint through, and he got his angles absolutely perfectly. Referee says play on. Croft has an awful lot to do, but he has got a runner in Curitan. Across comes Kilgallen. Croft continues his run. Here's a chance! Lee Croft has broken the deadlock in stoppage time. What an astute irony. Sheffield United thought they got an equaliser last season in front of that goal. Maybe they've lost all 3 points as a result of that. Lee Croft with the opening goal and possibly the winner. Linking up well with Curitan, that was a great ball. And then Croft on his weaker left foot was able to beat Paddy Kenny. Curitan's ball through the legs of Kilgannon was key, but this was even better. Away from Montgomery, may have taken a touch off Morgan, didn't matter, 1-0.
Lee Croft, the late star of the show 1 week, David Marshall, the early hero of the show the next, saving John Macken's penalty at Barnsley. That would prove the foundation for Norwich to take a valuable point after being under the cosh for much of the game at Oakwell. The Canaries, in their black away kit, almost snatched all 3 points midway through the second half. A good move involving Sibierski, Brian Bertrand and Jamie Curitan, finding Croft wide on the right. His cross comes shot, tipped over by Barnsley keeper Heinz Muller, and it finished goalless. September ended with the trip to Southampton, where City went close to taking the lead through Antoine Sibierski, denied here by the post. But it was the Saints, struggling for early season form, who took the lead courtesy of an inspirational strike, Jordan Robertson cutting inside and giving David Marshall no chance. Then the dreaded penalty curse struck once again. Dejan Stefanovic, judged to have committed a foul in the corner of the area. The City defender livid with the decision and duly talking himself into an early bath. Again, you have to say it looked a touch harsh on Norwich, but David McGoldrick took full advantage to make it 2-0 to the Saints. Back to Carrow Road and another new face, on loan striker Leroy Lita making his debut against Derby County.
And played in towards Lita, trying to shake off Maya Tanga. He'll have a second chance. And a chance for Karoma. Is it blocked by the defenders? It is somehow smothered by the defenders. Plenty for David Marshall and the defenders to deal with. And they haven't dealt with it well at all because Rob Hulse has headed it in. And Derby take the lead. Plenty of players in yellow and green at the far post, and not one of them stopped Rob Hulse. Clear header, beating Marshall. Derby are in front. The call is come on ye yellows. Can Sammy Clingan deliver the perfect corner? Well defended by Davis. Now then Villa's got behind Omazuzi. Good challenge coming in though by the Fulham loanee. Good recovery. Clingan. Oh, and Nia Tengen, and it bounced, and that's going to be a penalty, is it? It is! Leroy Lita down on the ground. Roy Carroll has got... He was the one who got the touch. And Darren Dedman has to produce a card. The question is, what colour? The colour is red. Roy Carroll has to walk. And I think Darren Dedman is saying that there's no choice. And Roy Carroll is not happy with one of his defenders. And it's Stephen Bywater, who last faced Norwich in the East Anglian derby at Portman Road while on loan with Ipswich. His first task is to try to keep out a penalty, which will be taken by Sammy Clingan. He can't stop it! Sammy Clingan fires Norwich City level. And on his return to the starting lineup, as one Northern Ireland player departs the fray, another makes a name for himself. Sammy Clingan with the penalty, which brings Norwich City back at 1 apiece. Fiercely struck, right-footed, and although Stephen Bywater went the right way, he was not able to get anywhere near it. Plenty of power. Glenn Roeder watching proceedings from the touchline now. Can his team find a winner? At the moment, he wants his team to keep Derby away from danger. Lockhouse tried his best to block Marshall's throw, but he found Bell, who in turn finds Sibierski, who runs into trouble. And may well have got a stray boot in the nether regions from Kazbajak. And there's real problems here as Marshall comes off his line, and he's caught, and it's turned in by Ellington. What a disaster for David Marshall. Well, it was a hopeful ball played forward for Stewart, for Ellington to chase. Drury had come across, and Ellington did well to collect. And Marshall, in his desperation to get there first, was caught short, and Ellington knew where the goal was. He did well to get his body in between the two players. Marshall had came, didn't get, and got caught.
A veritable comedy of errors doing for City at Carrow Road, and no smiles next up either at Ashton Gate. Despite a helping hand from Bristol City keeper Basso, he though was spared his blushes as Matty Patterson pushed his shot wide. After missed chances at both ends, the match was settled 15 minutes from time. It was simple, soft, and sadly for Norwich, decisive. Jamie McAllister's long free kick, defender Jamie McComb allowed more than enough space to flick home the winner. 1-0, a bad start to a run of 5 games in just 15 days for Norwich. The second of those games came just 3 days later, the visit of league leaders Wolves in midweek.
Lita has got in front of Stearman. Referee says that was a foul by Stearman, and I think a card could be shown here. Indeed it is, yellow card for Richard Stearman. Second booking. Leroy Lita got in front of Stearman, and Stearman just started to pull the shirt and then took the left hand as well. Promising position for Sammy Clingan to try and exploit. He's got 6 players in yellow inside the Wolves penalty area. Can he find one of them? The answer is no! Dear, well, it's a goal! It's a goal! The ball has been carried over the line by Carla Gamey. And Sammy Clingan, extraordinary, puts Norwich in front. He was a goal scorer against Derby the last time here. He's a goal scorer again. I'll be interested to see if he is actually credited with the goal or whether it goes to an own goal to Carla Gamey, because here it is. The free kick taken by Klingon. Now it missed everyone in yellow, but here's Carmakemi catching the ball and then carrying it over the line. That has got to be an own goal. Klingon right-footed towards the far corner of the goal, and Akemi caught it, but then carried it behind the goal. That has to be an own goal. Good jump there by Sibierski. Tightly forward. Good control by Ebanks-Blake. And then he loses his footing, but he still has possession. Tightly providing the overlap. Still with Ebanks-Blake. He's forced a corner. And a bit of pressure on David Marshall and Elliot Omazuzi and co. Towards the near post. Good headed clearance. Oh, that's behind Henry. Chance to capitalise. Good ball by Klingon. Here's Leroy Lita. Faced by Ward. Lita, good footwork. Oh, it's in! Off Foley. It may well go to Leroy Lita, but Norwich are 2-0 up. Leroy Lita milks the applause from the fans in the Barclay end, and it's 2-0. Delighted with that one. Now whether that goes to him, like the first goal, remains to be seen, but he certainly shot towards goal. He took on Stephen Ward, sidestepped him, good hit, it came off Foley, and I think that probably will be classed as an own goal. But the determination was there, Foley couldn't stop him from going over the line. Leroy Lita made something happen. Norwich 2, Wolves 0. Aim towards Collins, it's squeezed in! Sam Collins, or Neil Collins should I say, has made it 2-1. Well, no sooner had Norwich given themselves a 2-goal cushion that Neil Collins has headed Wolves back into the game. Corner towards the edge of the 6-yard box. He rose up and beat Stefanovic and also beat Marshall. Straight through the legs of David Marshall. Stearman leaps, so does Carlos Edwards. It's a mistake. Here's Leroy Lita. It's 3-1. Leroy Lita with possibly his second. There is no doubt about this one though. And once again, he's absolutely delighted as the Norwich fans celebrate. A catastrophic mistake from Carlos Edwards though gave him the opportunity, which he took. Marshall's clearance. He was Stearman with the first one, and then Carlos Edwards trying to head it back to his keeper, could only head it into the path of Leroy Lita, and he did the rest. Deft finish over the head of Akemi, and Leroy Lita has restored Norwich's 2-goal cushion. Good turn by Ebanks-Blake, penalty given. Wes Hoolahan walks away from the scene of the crime. Whether it was he who was culpable or Doherty, nicely slid in. And Ebanks-Blake was caught by Hoolahan. It was a good turn from the big man, and Hoolahan just left the right foot dangling. Sylvan Ebanks-Blake to make it 3-2, which he does. Game on again. Ebanks-Blake's 7th of the season comes from the penalty spot, and again Norwich's lead is cut. This time through Sylvan Ebanks-Blake. Fiercely hit, right-footed, sending Marshall the wrong way. Keogh, nice flick on. Iwelumo beaten there by Bertrand. Well, Stearman is in trouble here. He's booked already, and it was an awkward-looking challenge on Leroy Lita. Fans in the Gerald stand calling for another card, and a second card is shown to Richard Stearman, and he has to go. Well, he left the referee with little choice. Stearman trying his best to stop Leroy Lita from getting possession of the ball after letting it bounce. There goes the arm, down goes Lita. The result is a second yellow, and Richard Stearman is sent off. And a consoling pat from Mick McCarthy, who has to watch his side trying to defend with 10 men as the ball squeezes in, and it's a fourth goal for Norwich City. And again, the man involved in it is Leroy Lita. Well, we have had everything. Leroy Lita in it again. The flick on may have taken a touch off a Wolves defender, but this time is claiming the goal. Free kick flipped in towards the near post. It did indeed come off a Wolves defender, but I think Lita will definitely claim that one. Good header by Stefanovic. Cross trying to get there first. Cort does get there first. Sibierski to his right. Lita to his left. Leroy Lita to make it 5! Off the post. Croft 5-2. It's a long, long time since Norwich City have seen a day or a night like this. Not since Colchester last March have Norwich have scored 5 in a league game. They have tonight. Swift break. Wolves remember down to 10 men. Leroy Lita's chance came off the post, and Lee Crofton played him in, gets the rebound and tucks it away. And Glenn Roeder this time can't complain about his team not taking their chances. Just going through the dying embers of the game as the final whistle goes, and Norwich City, as Mick McCarthy shakes hands with both Glenn Roeder and Lee Clark and the rest of the Norwich City coaching staff. Glenn Roeder can finally celebrate another win at Carrow Road, and celebrate he can after seeing his team score 5 for the first time against Wolves in their history. The Norwich supporters will go home very, very happy indeed. And there is Leroy Lita, and indeed he has the match ball in his possession. Leroy, you've got it in your hands, the match ball. You must be absolutely delighted. The big question: are all 3 goals going to you?
Yeah, definitely. They came off me, so I'm happy. And I'm sure if you ask the defenders, they won't want them. I do, so I'm happy with them.
An incredible performance by Norwich, proving that on their day they're a match for anyone in this division. More of the same would do very nicely indeed against struggling Doncaster Rovers at the weekend. And this was a very special match for one local charity. The Benjamin Foundation winning a readers' poll run by the Eastern Daily Press for the right to have their name on the Canaries shirts, courtesy of club sponsors Aviva. All that was needed to round off a perfect afternoon was another victory.
Oh, could be a mistake. Hoolahan. Oh, and again they recover from a difficult-looking situation, do Doncaster, and so does Price. And Price has gone down, and the referee has signalled. In fact, it's the assistant who signalled for a penalty. Well, John Kennedy and Dejan Stefanovic aren't happy at all. Price had got in front of him and then went down. Both players going towards the floor. But at that moment, the signal had been made by Mr. Rock. Dejan Stefanovic has been booked, and Doncaster Rovers have a penalty. But here's Brian Stock to put Doncaster Lita in front. So relative lows of today, but there is 8 more minutes plus stoppage time to go to at least carve out an equaliser. As Lita's jumped well. Bell battling away. Klingon sliced it, header by, brilliant goal! Brilliant goal by Sibierski. Antoine Sibierski scores his first goal at Carrow Road. Good play by Bell and Puritan. It was Klingon's shot which was sliced, but Sibierski, speed of thought, was able to divert it. Norwich don't want this to fizzle out. They want to keep pressing forward. Stefanovic. Sibierski, nice nod down. Here's Lita! Leroy Lita is the man again, and that must be the winner. It may cost him a yellow card. It doesn't matter. He may well have won them 3 points. A lovely flick on there by Sibierski, and that is the instinct and the finishing of a Premiership striker.
I had some good chances in the last few games at home, but unfortunately keepers saved them, and I was a bit disappointed. But because I kept believing in me, I kept believing I could score. I did it this afternoon. Very happy with that, but mainly I'm more happy because we have won.
Back-to-back wins at last. Could this be the springboard for City to find some long overdue consistency and make that push up the table? In a word, no. Having lost at home to Derby earlier in the month, the Canaries were duly doubled at Pride Park. Midfielder Paul Green converting Nathan Ellington's cross on 14 minutes. Yet again, Canary fans turned out in force on their travels, more than 1,200 making the trip to Derby, but their frustration was compounded as Chris Commons got the better of Lee Croft to send in the perfect cross for Rob Hulse. 2-0 at half-time, but Norwich fans were given at least some hope, courtesy of John Kennedy's powerful header from David Bell's corner. 2-1, it was game on. Once again, though, all City's good work was undone by some distinctly poor defending. Ram sub Kamiskak taking full advantage. 3-1, it finished to Derby. Not much better come the weekend trip to Turf Moor, where the Canaries were undone by a double strike from Burnley's Chris Eagles. Eagles scored twice inside 5 minutes early in the second half, enough to give the Clarets all 3 points. Another dismal performance by City on their travels. Enough said. Home form was becoming ever more important as Norwich returned to Carrow Road. Preston North End, the visitors, watched by Jim Rice.
Elliott forward to Brown. Brown gets another go. Wants the ball played dangerously forward, and it could be an own goal here. Instead, it's followed up by Chris Brown, wouldn't it be? What are the chances? 1 goal in 12 months at Norwich City, and inside the first minute here at Carrow Road. And towards Lita, and it's in! Leroy Lita continues his astonishing run of scoring in home games for Norwich City. That's 5 in 3 games now. And after such a poor start for the Canaries, they're back on level terms. Bell swung the corner in towards the near post. Lita was up earliest and got there in front of both the keeper and defenders. That attempt was cleared. Ryan Bertrand now picks the ball up there. David Bell seeing lots of the ball out on this left-hand side. Little interchange from the two of them, and it's Bertrand in the area now. Tries his luck from range, and that's hit the bar. Falls to Lee Croft. Into this attack. Bell again on the ball, and he's tripped his way past one defender and been fouled by the second, David Bell. Bell's cross again. It's towards the far post, and that's John Kennedy, and it's in. Celtic defender up at the far post, not with his head but with his right foot this time. it's eventually going to be a Norwich throw, I think, but not before Darrell Russell's found his way into the... In fact, it's a red card for Darrell Russell. And there's suddenly a little more space for Preston to attack in. Chris Brown. And Mellor's through here and he shoots, and that's a fantastic finish from Neil Mellor. The substitute only on the field a few minutes, and Norwich only down to 10 men for a matter of 1 minute before Preston have got themselves back to level in this game, and that's a fantastic strike from the Preston substitute.
2 precious points thrown away. A week later, Swansea, the visitors, with Donovan Blake back behind the mic.
Bell's free kick. Lita! It's a goal kick. And Leroy Lita, speed of thought to get behind the back line, straight from the free kick. Whipped in by Bell. And Lita, unmarked, not able to direct it goalwards. Britain under pressure from Klingon. Patterson, lovely ball to release Lita, he's onside! Leroy Lita, good save! Fine save there by Konstantopoulos to deny Lita. Lita. Patterson, lovely ball. Bothering him now, Lupoli! He's waited some time for that one. Arturo Lupoli breaks the deadlock. And having scored twice against Cardiff earlier in the season, he's got a goal against Swansea. Norwich lead. Challenged by Ashley Williams, falling in Lupoli's favour. He hails the heavens. His first goal at Carrow Road for Norwich, and his 4th of the season. Gower's corner, away there by Otsemabor. They will be picked up by Bodder. Under pressure from Bertrand. Lays it into the path of Gomez. Good hit, good save! It was hit with power. And Marshall was extended to tip it away. Prattley with space and time. Gomez, Rangel, one in the penalty area, Scotland, it's an equaliser! Good move by Swansea. It was Gomez who fed the fullback, and what a fine cross that was. Well finished though by the Trinidad striker. Whipped in and turned in at the near post from Darren Prattley. A goal within a minute of the start of the second half, and Swansea are ahead. Corner whipped in left-footed towards the near post, and Prattley, who got away from his marker, manages to squeeze it across the face of goal. He may have taken a touch off Kennedy. Oh, Fotheringham's given it away. Gomez. Bodder, could be 3 here. It is! Ferry Bodder gets his 7th of the season, and it all stemmed from the misplaced pass by Mark Fotheringham, and Swansea are rampant. Jordi Gomez's setup was perfect. Ferry Bodder was away and through the legs of Marshall. And that was a pass which caused all the problems. Picked up by Gower, played in towards Gomez, and that's beautiful. Bodder with the keeper to beat, which he was able to do with ease. Well, he came out fighting in the AGM. He really needs his team to come out fighting now. Bell. Klingon. Patterson. Being closed down and dispossessed, but the loose ball falls to Fotheringham, who tries to thread it through, but deflection has fallen Norwich's way. shot from Fotheringham, sort of helped it into the box really, and it came off the Swansea defender. Large free kick. Deep one. Away by Monk. Further away by Pratley. He was under pressure. Oh, well brought up, down under control by Hoolahan, who's got a shooting chance. Decides to set it up. Bell's shot is blocked. David Bell connected well with that ball across the goal by Hoolahan. Well struck, but hitting the legs of Rangel on that occasion, it didn't go goalwards.
So more disappointment for the Canaries, and things beginning to look bleak as they headed to the City Ground for the live televised clash against Nottingham Forest, one of the few sides below them in the table. In came Lee Croft, Elliot Omazuzi and Wes Hoolahan. Fotheringham, Lupoli and Otsemabor all dropped to the bench.
Norwich in their chain strip of all black for the first time this season. Freezing cold, they don't mind. She certainly does. Encouraging start here by Nottingham Forest as Tyson chases that through ball. Challenge coming in from Doherty. He says it's outside the box, but Michael Oliver says it's a red card. And Gary Doherty can't believe it. He's claiming that he got a touch on the ball. Michael Oliver saying none of that. May have got a touch, but he went right across Nathan Tyson, and so Gary Doherty's sent off. The boos ringing round for Sammy Clingan, former Forest player, remember. Croft releasing David Bell. Now at Semabor. Not dealt with by the Forest defence. Here's Bell again. That's a teasing cross. There's Patterson! Norwich take the lead. The 10 men of Norwich take the lead. And Matty Patterson opens his account for the season. Norwich fans jubilant in the stand behind that goal. And it's a perfect start. It was at Semabor's cross, which wasn't dealt with by the Forest defence, and David Bell didn't need a second invitation to stand up the cross, and it was perfectly set up for Patterson to finish with style. Here's the cross from Bell, and that was a smashing finish. David Bell's trickery and skill, and Patterson unerring. David Marshall not pleased with the clearance. It found the head of a Forest player. Now that's a lovely through ball to release Anderson. Oh, and a slip by Marshall, and Anderson was able to steer it into the corner, and Forest to level. Just what the Forest fans wanted before half-time. And Paul Anderson enjoys the moment. I don't think David Marshall did, though. There's a lovely through ball to release Anderson in the first place. And when he found space just on the edge of the box, Marshall coming out, just loses his footing there. And that gave Anderson the opportunity to steer it into the corner. Lovely through ball by Thornhill. Anderson keeping his cool and finding the corner once Marshall went to ground. He couldn't recover in time. Deep in the second half here at the City Ground. Norwich doing well with 10 men to hold Forest. Patterson just threading it through. Lita chasing. Challenge coming in from Morgan. It's Croft's cross. And they're all chasing and it's gone in! Luke Chambers looks aghast. It may not have come off him as the final touch, as he and Chris Cohen tried to cut out that cross from Croft, but Forest have conceded a second goal. Patterson winning it for first time, and as the ball was threaded through towards Lita, Morgan's cross, or challenge, was picked up by Croft, and two players going for it at the same time. May well have come off Cohen last. In fact, it was, as the ball nestles into Lee Camp's net. Doesn't matter how it goes in, the Norwich fans going balmy in the cold at the City ground. Lots of smiles. They've not had much to smile about so far this season. At the moment, they probably think they're on course for their first away win in 6 games. Indeed, they have. Boos by the Nottingham Forest supporters. A hug between Glenn Roeder and his assistant, Lee Clark. Delia Smith, pleased as punch. And so is Matty Patterson. Norwich fans jubilant after watching their side win by 2-1.
A very welcome second away win of the season for 10-man Norwich, now to build on that battering performance, all being well, with the visit of Crystal Palace.
Lita just couldn't rise high enough to get a flick on, and the flag stays down, and there's a chance here for Beattie, and Craig Beattie has scored for Crystal Palace. Well, here's the ball forward by Fonte, and it looked very questionable whether he had timed his run to perfection, but he was allowed to continue. And Beattie, straight through the middle, was able to beat Marshall. Patterson, all dispossessed by Oster. Oster keeps control. Oh, that's a good ball, Carl. Has he got the pace to keep it in? Yes, he has. And he's laid it back for Scannell. And Oster! It's 2-0! Superb finish by John Oster. David Marshall chastises his defenders. But John Oster, who has played in the Premiership throughout his career, produces a bit of Premiership quality to extend Palace's lead. Nice play by Otsemabor and Croft. And a superb header! And Patterson, for the second game in a row, scores. Fantastic header from the former Newcastle trainee, and it's got everyone clapping again around Carrow Road. Indeed by Cort, who was released by Otsemabor, and just on the penalty spot area it was Patterson who got away from his marker and steered the header across Moroni and into the corner.
Back on the road, and a seesaw of a game at a foggy Hillsborough, where Norwich dominated the first half and deservedly took the lead courtesy of a penalty just before the break. Wes Hoolahan brought down by Marcus Tudgay, Sammy Clingan scoring from the spot. 1-0 at half-time. Wednesday, though, were level 5 minutes after the break. Once again, woeful marking from a set-piece. Tony McMahon with a free header, and it's 1-1. 5 minutes later, Wednesday had turned the game on its head. The Canaries undone by a 1-2 on the edge of the box. Steve Clark getting the return from Tudgay and making it 2-1. But with the fog closing in, Norwich pulled themselves level thanks to Leroy Lita, bursting into the penalty area, holding off the challenge and finding the net via the far post. Leroy at his best, 2-2 now. But City's hopes of ending a run of 6 defeats against Wednesday were dashed 10 minutes later. Another cross finding the Canary defence wanting, and it's Tudgay turning from penalty villain to match-winning hero to City's cost. December kicked off with the first East Anglian derby of the season. The live television cameras paying a rare visit to a packed Carrow Road. The game against Ipswich watched by Donovan Blake.
An atmosphere all of its own. The East Anglian derby at Carrow Road. Norwich against Ipswich. One of those special occasions which both sets of supporters and both sets of players look forward to, lust after. Lee Probert, the referee, making himself known to the two sets of players. Jim Magilton, the Ipswich manager, yet to lose as a manager in a derby match. Lee Probert checks his watch. And away we go. A big afternoon for Norwich City and Ipswich Town. Glenn Roeder taking his customary place in the director's box early doors. No doubt hoping for a bright start from his team, although it's Ipswich making the bright start at the moment. Walters laid back to Garvin. Cross coming in and almost turned in by Kenyago. Owen Garvin in the thick of the action early on, and Kenyago may have been offside actually. Didn't get the touch in the end. Here's Sammy Clingan. Nicely worked towards Bertrand. Deep cross. Lee Croft chasing. Impeded by David Wright, was he? Lee Probert says yes. Matty Pattison joining the Norwich attack as plenty of blue shirts to try and defend the situation here. Plenty to aim for Lee Croft and David Bell. It's Croft who sets it up for Bell. Short instead for Summerbore. Not far away. I think the Ipswich defence were caught cold there. Probably thinking a ball into the box that Summerbore took aim. Just too high. Right-footed, but just got under it. Bertrand. Bell. Nicely played there by Hoolahan. Lita gets a ricochet. Looks for Croft. Oh, it's very busy at the moment. The cross is deflected. Corner kick. Croft showing a lot of energy there to win the corner. It's Bell who takes it. And the header coming in, turned over by Richard Wright. Clean contact there by Lita. And Wright had to deal with it. It's good spring by the striker. Croft seeing a lot of the ball in this first half. Not dealt with by Volts. Cross coming in, handball say the crowd, not given. Bell crosses again. Away from danger by Bruce, still the danger not away for Ipswich. Eventually headed away from danger by Volts. No doubt who's on top at the moment though. Russell. Clingan. Shot was deflected. Bruce away. Now there was a shout for handball here. And it was the cross by Bell, which struck Macaulay, had his back towards the goal. Norwich not able to take advantage of the possession they had then. Kenyago, so he was barged down there by Omazuzi. Referee says play on. And in fact decides to stop play, even though Norwich were in possession. And Pablo Kenyago felt that he was unfairly treated by Omazuzi. In fact, it's only clash of heads. Nothing more than that. You know, grappling match though. Here's a significant guest in the Carrow Road director's box, Giovanni Trapattoni, the coach for the Republic of Ireland. Wonder who he's casting his eyes on. Wes Hoolahan, possibly? Here's Shimolakowski for Ipswich. David Norris. Good block there by Clingan. Ipswich just starting to make a bit of headway. Garvin's corner. Looking for the head of Bruce, perhaps. He rose up well. Norwich born, remember. Alex Bruce. Leapt well, but wasn't able to direct it goalwards. Hoolahan, faced by Macaulay. Bell. Couldn't be Volts. Nicely played forward, intercepted though by Clingan. Gets a return from Croft, and the shot deflected! Off the crossbar, the closest to a goal that we've come. Excellent strike, off the body of Bruce. And I'm wondering why the referee hasn't given a corner. It's clearly taken a deflection and off the bar. Patterson. Klingon. Nice dummy there by Hoolahan. Lita. Patterson! Ipswich got out of jail there. Nice build-up by Norwich. Patterson, shape to shoot. Blocked, though, by the defender. Good defending by Wright. Another strong header as Klingen's shot takes another deflection. And in fact, that's the last action of the first half. Klingen coming closest to scoring in the first 45 minutes. Lita also testing Richard Wright with a strong header. Norwich fans will be pleased with the first half showing. 0-0. All to play for Glen Roeder's team. David Bell, quite significant in the first half, having a run at the start of the second. Well claimed by Richard Wright. Oh, what a mistake here, and Jonathan Walters is clean through here. Great chance for Ipswich. Great save by Marshall. How significant a save is that? Mistake in the centre of the defence for Norwich. And Walters looks odds on to score. Jim Magilton probably quite surprised that he didn't. And Glen Roeder glad that he didn't. Lita, using his pace, trying to thread it through, blocked by Shimolakowski. Still one back though by Norwich. Here's Klingen. Summerboard trying to step it forward. Norwich still have it though. Patterson. Hoolahan. Lita. Hoolahan. Good strike! May have got a touch on the way through, but it's a goal kick. Good hit left-footed. It was closed down, and the fans in the Barclay end thought that was much closer than it appeared. Marshall's clearance. It's strong header. Lita's behind the defence here. Leroy Lita being policed by Bruce. Just overruns it. Lita making a name for himself during his loan spell from Reading. Got the step behind Bruce, but he did recover well. Walters trying to set it up for Kenyago, who's shrugged off the ball by Doherty. Norris couldn't keep hold of the ball. Patterson has Lee Croft close by. Croft. Oh! What a hit by Lee Croft to give Norwich the lead in the derby. Wonderful goal, richly deserved, and Glen Roeder has a smile. Delight among the Norwich faithful, and it's all smiles for those in yellow and green. Patterson threading it through to Croft, who hit it superbly, and it swung away from Richard Wright, who had no chance at all in keeping that one out. One of the derby goals in history. And look at the reaction on the bench. And in the director's box. Lee Croft gives Norwich the lead in the match which matters more to Norwich supporters. Glen Roeder delighted with the way his team have applied themselves in this game so far. They have to be wary though. Wright. Garvin. Dispossessed. Another chance to break for Norwich. It's Croft again. It's now for Lita! A foot away. And Glen Roeder thought he was going to celebrate a second. Norwich have their tails up here. Nicely played by Croft. Great hit there by Lita, and Richard Wright just made sure it was the wrong side. That's a foul by Szymlakowski. Lee Probert in no doubt at all. Elbow in the back of Hoolahan. Now Lita having a quiet word with one of the Ipswich players. And Lee Probert instructing Gareth McCauley to have some treatment. He's got a cut above his right eye. So at the moment, Ipswich are down to 10 men. Again, it's Croft and Bell. All off the back of Stead and fired in by Patterson. Norwich are 2 ahead, and the fans have gone balmy. Gareth McCauley not happy about the fact that he wasn't able to defend the free kick, but Norwich fans and the Norwich players simply do not care. Bell's free kick. Ipswich couldn't deal with it, and Patterson, well, he did his best to miss there. It came off the crossbar, and in on the underside of the crossbar. Richard Wright, no chance at all again. And the rebound falling kindly for Patterson, and he made no mistake from close range to give double Norwich's advantage. And again, that's what it means. And that's what it means for Ipswich. Lee Croft about to be substituted. Darrell Russell comes on to replace the goal-scoring hero. And this is the moment which has delighted Norwich fans more than most. Fantastic strike with his stronger right foot, sending the Norwich fans into ecstasy. Celebrations all round, even on the bench, and look at that, it's like a little excited schoolboy on Christmas Day. Patterson. Norwich playing keep ball as they seek to gain revenge for that defeat they suffered at Portman Road at the end of last season. The Olays ringing round Carrow Road as they milk the situation. One back by Ipswich. Wright. Moritz Volz carrying this a long way. Counted for nothing though. And it didn't impress Jim Magilton. Is he about to face his first derby defeat as manager of Ipswich? Is Glenn Roeder about to welcome his first win as manager of Norwich? Here's Norris. Away by Omazuzi. It'll be an Ipswich corner. The whistle's ringing round. They want the game to end if they can. Norris's corner. Headed by McCauley. Straight to Marshall. It's a strong header by the Ipswich captain, but Marshall was well positioned. The cacophony of noise suggests that it's almost over. In fact, it is over. The punch in the air by Glenn Roeder. The arms aloft by the Norwich supporters. Matty Patterson's second goal for Norwich City, followed by that opening strike by Lee Croft. A vital derby win for Norwich City. Glenn Roeder promised them a derby win after the defeat at Portman Road last season, and they duly delivered. Final score then at Carrow Road, it's Norwich City 2, Ipswich Town 0.
An emphatic victory and an impressive display, with a perfect chance to maintain the momentum at a struggling Watford in midweek. Once again, though, all City's good work was undone by woeful defending. David Marshall's poor kick, punished by Tamas Priskin, and it was 1-0 to the Hornets at half-time. In truth, the Canaries were comfortably the better team for much of the match, and they eventually pulled themselves level on the hour. Matty Patterson finding space on the left, and having seen one cross cleared, the next well and truly found its target. Lee Croft heading home at the far post, making it 1-1. And at that stage, Norwich looked much the stronger team. Yet again, the old defensive frailties proved costly. Plenty of bodies in the box. Somehow, Tommy Smith managed to fire home the winner, 2-1 to Watford. Norwich were now in big trouble, slipping below Watford to 20th place in the Championship table as they headed for a soggy Majetski Stadium and promotion-chasing Reading. Commentary here from Peter Drury.
Hunt. Aimed in for Long. Doherty headed the bouncing ball. There was a hand up there. It's a penalty. A penalty against Fotheringham. The Norwich players are saying he got a push and couldn't help himself. But he threw out his hand. He was asking for trouble. David Marshall has on his CV a penalty save from Ronaldinho. Stephen Hunt missed a penalty on Tuesday night here against Blackpool. That one didn't matter. This one might. Probably for the points. Just! Those are the margins. Stephen Hunt might just have won it for Reading. He caught the goalkeeper's fingertips. He caught the post, but he caught the net. And Reading are 6 minutes away from a third consecutive 1-0 win. Hunt. Henry. Header from Long. That does it. James Henry's chase and cross, and Shane Long's leap and deft header. Reading have 2 goals in little more than a minute, and they have 3 points for the 4th game running.
2 late goals sinking Norwich in the Reading mud. Next up, bottom club Charlton at Carrow Road. Victory, an absolute must.
It's Klingon and Drury. Bell. Klingon looking for Lita. And found Lita. Good steer! Fantastic finish! The opening goal from Leroy Lita. Norwich break the deadlock. Fantastic finish. And it produces the applause from the Norwich supporters. Took a while coming, but it was Klingon's ball here which caught Hudson, but this is Premiership quality. Superb control by Lita, and a venomous finish.
A few fans have come and spoke to me and they said, you know, even Delia, you know, she's come up to me and said she watches again. She's not disappointed with the performance, and the fans ain't disappointed with the performances. Obviously, you want to win games, but coming down there and watching us, you know, the football's good. Just need to turn them into wins and results now, that's all.
Well said, that man. Come Boxing Day, it was off to Selhurst Park, and 3 festive gifts from the fragile City defence. Their ongoing weakness from anything in the air all too evident as Jose Fonte scored on just 5 minutes. To be fair, Norwich were quickly back on terms. David Bell with a pinpoint cross, headed home by Gary Doherty. Nice goal, 1-1. Palace, though, regained the lead on the half hour. City too busy complaining about the free kick after Mark Fotheringham was penalised, although Palace enjoyed a huge slice of luck as the ball fell to Fonte again to score his and Palace's second, 2-1. The Canaries should have been level again just before half-time. A great run here by John at Semaball, really showing what he's capable of when he pushes forward. Great cross too, but Leroy Lita's outstretched boot only managing to find the post from point-blank range. City's luck was well and truly out again in the second half. David Bell's cross very nearly producing an own goal. But with fortune like that, perhaps it was no surprise Palace would go on to win the day. Sure enough, Norwich unable to clear the danger on the edge of the box. Danny Butterfield popping up with a cracking drive a minute from time. Palace 3, Norwich 1. 2 days later, and the return of a hero for a long overdue farewell. Darren Huckabee back at Carrow Road to say a personal goodbye to City fans, and vice versa of course. The reception certainly suggesting the Canary faithful would rather have seen him still wearing a yellow shirt against struggling Nottingham Forest, who incidentally had just sacked their manager. It was City's final match of 2008, watched by Jim Rice.
Doherty's header as the ball bounces around in the centre of the pitch, and now there's a chance for Tyson to go up against Semabor again. And again he gets his cross in with the left foot, Tyson, and it comes back for Nottingham Forest, and that's a goal! Matt Thornhill arriving at the top of the penalty area, perfect timing for him. He's straight over to the bench to celebrate with his new caretaker manager Matt Thornhill, and Nottingham Forest, who are without a manager at the moment and on a dreadful run of form, have taken the road at Norwich with just 16 minutes gone. It's Tyson's left foot cross again, and was pulled all the way back towards Thornhill, who took one touch. And as the ball bounced up, hit it on the half volley in off the post, no chance at all for David Marshall. Made its way up to McGugan, who's shrugged off the challenge, but he's still got it. McGugan, he might score here. In fact, he has done. Well, he ran all the way through the Norwich City defence. Lewis McGugan, in the end, had the easiest of finishes through the legs of David Marshall. Picked the ball up a long way out. Lewis McGugan shrugged off one challenge. It was Sammy Klingen's tackle that came in, but only really deflected the ball so that McGugan could carry on his path. Good strength and good poise to put Nottingham Forest 2-0 ahead with just half an hour gone. Towards Sobieski, it's flicked onto the far post. It's come off the bar and it's an own goal. Corner was played in, it was Gary Doherty's header that came off the bar. It looks like it was Ian Breakin. Semabor takes the throw in. It's given away though, and Earnshaw's inside the area. He's turned inside Gary Doherty, and that's a fantastic finish. Customary celebration that Norwich fans will know only too well, but this time it's in celebration of a Nottingham Forest goal and what's bound now to be a Nottingham Forest win. Well, it was flicked on by Lee Croft but given away straight away, and Rob Earnshaw found himself inside the Norwich box, came inside the tackle of Gary Doherty, and the customary coolness in front of goal that Norwich fans came to know. Doherty out wide to Bertrand. Hoolahan. And that's a own goal by Matt Thornhill that really is quite remarkable. Seconds left as the referee checks his watch yet again. And in fact, that is it. Handshakes and celebrations for caretaker manager John Pemberton. Disappointment for the Norwich bench though. Those Norwich fans who have stayed inside the ground saw their team almost get back into the game late on, but it's another disappointing Christmas defeat.
Into 2009 and the new year getting underway with the FA Cup third round. City rolling back the years at the Valley, sporting a replica of their 1959 strip by way of commemorating that famous run of 50 years ago when the giant-killing third division Canaries went all the way to the semi-finals. Little sign of repeating that feat as Charlton took the lead through 16-year-old John Joe Shelby, who became the Addict's youngest ever scorer in the process, 1-0 at half-time. It stayed that way until the 71st minute, when substitute Arturo Lupoli was given a rare outing and duly popped up with a well-taken equaliser to earn City a replay. The Italian clearly delighted. 1-1. Back to league duty and the trip to Sheffield United, where City were given an early scare. A long throw, the ball falling to Stephen Quinn, a powerful volley crashing back off the crossbar. It wasn't long before the Blades did take the lead though, Webber getting the better of John Oxenabor and finding Darius Henderson at the far post, his header giving David Marshall no chance. Norwich came close to grabbing a point just before half-time. Mark Fotheringham's cross into the path of Wes Hoolahan, but his header coming back off the woodwork. 1-0 the final score, City's 9th defeat in 10 away games, and now only out of the bottom 3 on goal difference. And so back to Carrow Road for the midweek FA Cup replay against Charlton. The Canaries in the 59 replica shirts again, but it was the here and now that mattered on what would become a traumatic night on and off the pitch.
Good ball played in, and the opening goal! Darren Ambrose beat the offside trap, and Charlton have stunned Norwich by taking the lead. Just over 5 minutes gone, and Charlton are ahead. Bell's corner. Cort's header! Brilliant save by Randolph. There he is, Carl Cort waiting patiently, thumping header, and Randolph is forced into the save. May well be again. Klingon! There were 2 Charlton players closing that one down, but Klingon not able to find the target in the end. Klingon pursued by Shelvey. Croft. Lost there, header by Lupoli! Well, he forced Randolph into the scramble. Lupoli was a long way from goal when he connected with the header. Decent Croft by Croft, should I say, and Randolph just made sure. Ryan Bertrand, David Bell, Hoolahan, Bertrand's onside. That's a decent cross! Oh, and cut away from the near post by the captain, Hudson. Good urgent play by Norwich. Decent cross by Bertrand, and with the player lurking at the far post, Hudson was taking no chances. Headed away from danger. There's a chance now, left-footed, and saved by Randolph. Klingon. He's now playing centre-back. Looking for Doherty! Got a touch! Randolph was well positioned. Final whistle goes. Charlton Athletic have won through to the 4th round of the FA Cup. Norwich City fans are not happy at all. I know you just finished in the heat of battle, but inwardly, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm usually disappointed, I'm angry. I have the same emotions any other human being would have after losing a game at home in an FA Cup replay. There's periods in the game where we play well, the crowd are with us when we're playing well, but the minute 1 or 2 passes go astray, they get very frustrated, and they let the players know, they let me know. You know, for me personally, I understand their feelings. And it ain't a problem as, you know, will it affect me? Will it worry me? I've got very broad shoulders. I can cope with things like that. What it mustn't affect is our players. Well, it's never easy. I knew that when I took the job over a year ago. I knew the situation. The club, as I've said, I repeat, the club was in free fall. We produced a miracle to stay up last year. We're going to have to repeat that feat again this year. And while we're doing that, we're trying to move the club forward slowly. But it's very, very difficult. 17 players went out of this club. None found a championship club. None found a first division club. And a few only found a second division club. And the rest are non-league or retired. That was Norwich City last year. Football changes so quickly. It is a revolving door, and sometimes it revolves slowly. And it takes a little bit longer than you'd like to come out of a down, if you want, and other times it revolves around quickly. That, you know, it spews people out.
But in the event, that would be the end for Glenn Roeder. Within 24 hours, Norwich announced he was leaving the club. The Canary board turned to Bryan Gunn to take over team affairs on a caretaker basis for the visit of Barnsley.
There's the smile for the man in charge of first team affairs. That's what he was stressing this today. Bryan Gunn, legendary goalkeeper for Norwich City. He's currently in control of recruitment at the football club, but now he has another role in his ever-stretching CV. Klingon. Russell turned well and finding Curitan. In fact, it's Hoolahan, and that is Wes Hoolahan's first goal for Norwich City. Norwich in front. Hans Muller couldn't do anything about it, but you have to look back to the work by Darren Russell to produce the chance, and there, the man in control of first team affairs can enjoy a goal. It was Wes Hoolahan who was on the end of this great piece of work by Darren Russell. He was able to round the keeper on his weaker right foot, able to steer it into the corner. Klingen's ball forward first, but that was great play by Russell to shake off Sousa and to feed Hoolahan, who in turn found the net. Plenty of work for Barnsley to do now, though. They still trail. Curitan's chasing this one, and Moore's coming out, and he's caught Curitan. It's got there! Would you believe it? Jamie Curitan, recalled from his loan spell from Barnsley, has made Bryan Gunn's day even sweeter. No reaction from him, plenty of reaction from the supporters and from the recalled Jamie Curitan. Norwich lead by 2-0, and Darren Moore, who read the right attack to his teammates before, will probably want the ground to swallow her. As Jamie Curitan picked his pocket, rounds ball forward. Curitan didn't give up the chase. Moore was waiting for his keeper, didn't come, and Curitan took full advantage. Doing well to spread the play. Here's Campbell Rice. Can't beat Croft, whose work ethic today has been incredible. So is this guy's. Russell. Patterson. Penalty! And Van Hommert, who's been guilty of 3 or 4 fouls already, has just pushed him once too often. Patterson, well, you can see what he was trying to do, and Van Hommert made sure he couldn't do it. Sammy Klingon, he scored 2 from the penalty spot this season, makes it 3-0, and that is game over. Sammy Klingon takes the applause from his teammates, and there's no exuberance from Bryan Gunn. He's just lapping it up, as are the Norwich supporters and the players. Well struck penalty, Heinz Muller given no chance. Again, Barnsley not able to find an opening. And Van Hommert is dispossessed, and Patterson releases Lupoli, who's looking for options, may well go on his own. Still with the Italian Lupoli. And the back heel towards Bell. It's a decent cross. It's 4! Darren Russell gets on the end of it. And Bryan Gunn just takes the handshake from Ricky Martin. What a response from Norwich City since Russell with a big smile on his face, as has Delia and Michael. High fives all round, and that coming from another Norwich City break. Lupoli did well, and it was a decent cross by Bell. And then right in the thick of it, with three of them queuing up to head a ball home, it was Darren Russell who got the vital touch. Good cross from Bell, strong header from Russell, 4-0.
The dream start for Bryan Gunn, and enough to earn him the manager's job until the end of the season at least.
This is probably the fourth proudest moment of my life. 3 children being born in Norwich as well, and obviously being named as the manager of Norwich City Football Club.
Gunny putting together a backroom team featuring former Canaries John Dean as chief scout and Ian Crook, first team coach. Their first test, the visit of relegation threatened Southampton.
Please welcome onto the pitch, chief scout John Dean.
The introductions starting here at Carrow Road. John Dean, the chief scout, appointed last week. Ian Crook also appointed last week, making his first appearance since arriving from Australia. And now, after that fairy tale of an afternoon against Barnsley 10 days ago, the fans applaud Bryan Gunn as the new manager of Norwich City, albeit to the end of the season, but he has a time to stake his claim. Jamie Curitan, who's finding Russell, is in, finding Fotheringham! Mark Fotheringham bursting through the centre to stroke the ball into the corner and give Norwich City the lead. They've been knocking on the door and now they've broken it down. Mark Fotheringham's first goal of the season, and it rounded off a very direct move indeed. Marshall's ball forward, and it was flicked on by Darren Russell. And Curitan had the peace of mind to hold the ball up for Fotheringham to latch onto it and stroke it into the corner. Well, the captain scores, but the captain also picks up a yellow card for his goal celebration. Well, that sprinkling of magic dust is still effective here. Bryan Gunn, by the way, became the 26th new manager in England following his appointment last week, and that's a booking for Lallana for that challenge on Carrow Russell. Well, he had no complaints there. High, late, studs up. And the youngster becomes a third Southampton player to be booked. And a good effort! Oh, what a cracker! Well, Wes Hoolahan, who was denied by Davis a second ago, gave the Southampton keeper no chance at all with that one. Quick free kick, caught me by surprise, let alone the supporters. Tringham took it, and there is Wes Hoolahan. Two-step, bang, top corner. You won't see a better goal at Carrow Road this season. Wes Hoolahan doubled Norwich's lead with one of the goals of the season. Now what technique or tactic do Southampton have at set pieces? Here's Gillett, a very good one. Here's McLagan, who's already had a shot on goal, and it's deflected, and it's gone in! Carl McLagan's first goal for Southampton. The clearance went straight to him, the shot coming off the legs off, possibly Doherty. It was Fotheringham's clearance, and here's a shot from McLagan. May have skipped off the heels of one of the Norwich defenders. And McLagan has made it 2-1. Now Lallana. Now James. That's a dangerous cross, Seganowski, 2-2. They were patient and they had plenty of bodies up front, and that was a dangerous cross from James, and it was a peach of a header from Seganowski. Whipped him right-footed, and Seganowski in between two defenders was able to beat Marshall, 2-2.
And so off to Doncaster, another team involved in the relegation dogfight with City. This a Friday night match, not starting well. Doncaster taking the lead with a scruffy goal from Paul Heffernan midway through the first half. But the Canaries hit back to snatch a point thanks to a second half header from on-loan defender Jonathan Grounds, picking his spot after Lee Croft found him with a perfect cross. 1-1, preserving the new manager's unbeaten start. That point also kept Norwich above the relegation zone, but in their dark away strip here, a difficult test next up at league leaders Wolves, who took the lead through Sylvain Ebanks-Blake. City's newfound spirit, though, was in plentiful evidence here at Molineux. Within 7 minutes, they were level. Great perseverance and a good finish by Lee Croft. 1-1 at half-time. 2 minutes after the break, Norwich were ahead. Good work by Darryl Russell and an exquisite finish by Carl Cort. 2-1 the Canaries. That, though, was only half the story, as Wolves hit back with 2 goals in as many minutes. Ebanks-Blake displaying his poaching skills again, more than a slice of luck as it fell to him nicely to hit a second from close range. 2-2 now. And the big man was added again to complete the turnaround. Russell caught out by Matt Jarvis in the danger area. A neat finish by Ebanks-Blake this time, completing his hat-trick and putting Wolves ahead at 3-2. Still, though, Norwich weren't finished. Step forward Gary Doherty from Sammy Klingen's corner. The Doc scrambling the ball home. Wolves 3, Norwich 3. Great point, cracking game. So 4 games now without defeat under the new regime as Norwich return to Carrow Road for the visit of Bristol City.
Maynard, faced by Drury, still finds Skuse, who scores for Bristol City. Wasn't picked up on the edge of the box, and he's able to give the visitors a lead. It was patient play by Maynard, and Skuse and Mart able to beat Marshall with ease. Fine finish. Sammy Klingen has Doherty and Cort and Russell to aim for with this free kick. Oh, that's not well dealt with here. Cort's header comes off the post, presenting an easy chance for Jonathan Grounds. His second goal for Norwich City, his first at Carrow Road. It's given Norwich fans something to smile about at last. Jonathan Grounds on loan from Middlesbrough makes it 1 apiece. Klingen's free kick, McAllister couldn't deal with it at the near post, and Cort's header came off the post. The ball falling kindly for Grounds, and he was able to make no mistake. Basso given no chance. Hoolahan's cross. Again, McAllister making the mistake. Russell with a shot! Deflected, corner, although Russell is appealing vehemently for a handball. Nothing given by Andy D'Urso. It was Hoolahan's cross in the first place. Once again, McAllister making a defensive mistake. And here's the shot from Russell. Well, he's got half a chance of appealing for a handball there. Tidied up here by Jonathan Grounds. Chance for Marshall to clear. It's not the best of clearances though, straight to Dele Adebola, who's got a clear sight of goal. Adebola has gone down. Oh, it's a penalty. Penalty given by Andy D'Urso. Not only that, a red card for Gary Doherty. his second dismissal this season. And here it is again. Well, you have to say, it looked as though he got a nick on the ball as he made the challenge on Adebola. Andy D'Urso gave him his marching orders, and Gary Doherty is sent off. Now it's Bradley Orr with an opportunity for Bristol City to take the lead from the penalty spot, which he does. Bradley Orr sending David Marshall the wrong way, and it's 2-1 for Bristol City. Hoolahan forward. Drury chasing and goes down, and no penalty given. Bradley Orr surely has got out of jail there. He's giving a roasting to one of his teammates, but he can feel mightily relieved that Andy D'Urso hasn't given a penalty. Sammy Klinger asking why that wasn't given, but here's the challenge again. That looked a clear penalty.
A more blatant penalty you will never see, surely. Suffice to say, Mr D'Urso doing little to endear himself to the City fans, among others.
It didn't look like a game taking place between 10 men against 11 in the second half, did it?
No, I mean, the lads were fantastic, and you know, they covered each other and everyone worked hard. There's some great performances out there, and it'd be difficult to single any one of them because you know, they defended well, they attacked well, and we just didn't have that sort of rub of the green that sometimes teams playing with 10 men get.
Gary Doherty's red card was subsequently rescinded, but the damage was done and Norwich were in big trouble. Even bigger after a 1-0 defeat at Preston a week later. John Parkin with the winner just before half-time. Now into the bottom three, back-to-back home games against Coventry and first Burnley at least offered a chance to pick up crucial points in the battle against the drop.
As Hoolahan's come off his wing again and looks for a pass here towards Mark Fotheringham, turns the ball back inside, there's a chance here for Norwich, and that's a goal for Jamie Cureton. Well, he scored in Bryan Gunn's first win here at Carrow Road. Jamie Cureton. Will that inspire Norwich City to their second win under the new manager? Now Cureton has a chance to run at the defence again. Cort has the ball on the edge of the area, gets it wide to Lee Croft. Cross aimed towards Cort, he's headed it towards goal. That's a fine save by Brian Jensen. Chance to run it, so Warren has got there first. Can he find a pass? He's still got it on the ball. Goes for goal. It's blocked by Jensen. Patterson again down the right-hand side, finds Blake. Best spell of possession for Burnley this, and there's a chance now for them. Rory Blake at the far post, goes for goal. And in the end, it's a tap-in for Steve Thompson. Blake gets the congratulations from the big striker. David Marshall saved the first effort, but was powerless to do anything about the second. It's Burnley with the pressure in these last few moments of the second half. And it's Eagles with a chance! And that might be the one. Played a 1-2 Eagles and burst into the box, but he couldn't keep his shot under the bar.
Two huge points slipping away, increasing the pressure ahead of the visit of Coventry a week later.
He played up towards Jamie Cureton, and he's got a chance here, Jamie Cureton, if he can get to the ball first. Well, the referee's decided that wasn't a foul by Ward. Cureton ran through on goal. Elliot Ward's challenge, and well, at that speed, it doesn't look like he got much of the ball at all, does it? Best under pressure from two Norwich players, but he's still got it, Leon Best, and he finds David Bell on the edge of the Norwich area now. Gets his cross in, and it's behind everybody, but that's going to be a goal. It's Jordan Henderson with it. And it was all made by the man Norwich Sold in the January transfer window. David Bell's cross pulled back behind the Norwich defence after tricking his way past John Otsemabor. And it was Henderson's deflected shot that found its way into the net. Lee Crofter used the space in front of him. Chips the ball forward for John Otsemabor, who shows good pace to get on the end of it. Otsemabor, can he get a cross in? Up, he gets it to Jamie Cureton. Oh, and from 2 yards out, Jamie Cureton on his 100th appearance must have thought he was going to get a goal there. It was Otsemabor's pace that really made the chance possible. Cut back onto his right foot and found Cureton just 2 yards out. Golden opportunity for Norwich to equalise. And Otsemabor really put it on a plate for Jamie Cureton. Same towards Shackle, gets the header in, it's flapped on the line. And Jonathan Grounds has followed up for his third goal for Norwich, and Norwich do have the equaliser. Well, it's his final game on loan from Middlesbrough, Jonathan Grounds. He'll be heading back up north after today's game. And what a way to sign off. Only palmed away by Westwood, and Grounds reacted quickest of all. Shackle's knockdown, which the keeper couldn't hold on to. And Jonathan Grounds on his favoured left foot hammered the ball through the crowd of players. Cross aimed towards Carl Cort at the far post. There's appeal for handball from Carl Cort. It was aimed to the far post, the cross, and it looked like there was a hand up from Steve Wright. Back with Coventry's last man, Steve Wright. Aims it towards Ward, he's beaten in the air. But it's still not clear. It's Fox now. Turns his man well, still got it, Danny Fox. Now goes for the far post, and that's a fantastic goal. Well, he seemed to have it for an age, Danny Fox, but he knew what he was doing. Still forward from taking the corner, Danny Fox, and tricked his way past Carl Cort not once but twice, and then curled a perfect shot into the far corner. Twisting and turning and eventually hitting a perfect curling left foot shot past David Marshall. So Norwich once again have to try and find an equaliser. It's Wes Hoolahan trying to do just that. Carl Cort now on the left hand side. It's towards Hoolahan. Still got it, Wes Hoolahan gets it across the area, and is that a handball? The referee says no. Mark Fotheringham's furious. He's determined that ball hit an arm. Carl Cort had the cross initially, came back to Wes Hoolahan, who held it up for a moment before putting the cross in. And it was Fotheringham's effort, and Elliot Ward on the line. Did it strike his arm? Mark Fotheringham's convinced it did. Well, that says it all. Jamie Cureton knows that his opportunity to make a difference in the game has gone. Out towards Freddie Eastwood. Plays it in first time towards Clinton Morrison, and that's hit the bar. Well, he can't believe it, Clinton Morrison. He knows it really doesn't make much difference to the result here this afternoon. But so close in the dying seconds of the game to a goal, and in fact that is the final whistle. As the managers shake hands, it's Coleman's side who are mustered here at Norwich this afternoon.
The Canaries were now in dire straits, in the bottom three and 7 matches without a win as they headed for Loftus Road and Moneybags QPR. Against the odds, Darryl Russell hit the only goal of the game to give Norwich a surprise and desperately needed win.
Is it the sort of result which really could inspire you on to better things now?
Yeah, we hope so. We all know what we've got to do in the dressing room, and you know, we're positive we can get out of this, and if we keep fighting like that, then we're going to give ourselves a chance.
I mean, fantastic result, and you know, the commitment and the spirit shown by the players A lot of people wrote us off before the game. Have written us off for the season, saying that we're search for relegation. But we've had a chat with the players. They've had a chat themselves, which is good to know, and they really care about the situation we're in.
More of the same was needed come the relegation 6-pointer at Blackpool. But if consistency is a byword for success, then as ever this season it was sadly lacking from City's vocabulary. Brett's Omerod's opener might have been a cross or a shot. Either way, it was 1-0. The Seasiders then made sure of the points 15 minutes from the end. Charlie Adam with a looping drive. 2-0, the pressure right back on for the Canaries. Once again, back-to-back home games demanded back-to-back victories. First up, Cardiff in midweek, and some new faces in the City front line.
Gow into the path of Russell, switches play to Hoolahan. Alan Gow! Good save by Konstantopoulos. Challenge coming in from Croft. Norwich can break here with Gow. Two to his left. Still with Gow. Now Hoolahan. Away we put the pass, but it still finds Klingon! Tipped over. Was it? No. Konstantopoulos not getting a touch, not needing a touch. Came off the head of Roger Johnson and just couldn't find the target, Sammy Klingon. Hoolahan taking on Whittingham. Here's a chance to cross. Away though by Gapers. Klingon. Gow. Oh, nice play by Alan Gow! And that was spectacular, that was speculative. Shackle. Croft does well to keep that in. Here's Otsemabor. Big gap to aim for. Gow plays it back to Otsemabor. Mooney wants it played early. Now he has it. David Mooney, wrong side of Gapers! So close to the opener. Whittingham's corner. Oh, what a save! I don't think he knew anything about it, Marshall. Tremendous save. And I think he denied Roger Johnson. There's a corner, and it was Johnson steaming in. And it just hit David Marshall. Cardiff certainly finishing the half stronger. Whittingham. Well, he was forced into the dive, David Marshall, but fortunately he wasn't forced into the save. Here's an opportunity as Croft comes through and looks for Mooney, who couldn't find the target. In fact, it's Wes Hoolahan who has his head in his hands in the far post, and unfortunately is limping as well. Hoolahan on the edge of the 6-yard box, and the header just goes the wrong side of Konstantopoulos' right-hand post. He got a knock as well. Oh, here's a mistake by Konstantopoulos, and it's a mistake which is taken gleefully by David Mooney, and Norwich City have the lead. Well, it's a tragedy for the Cardiff goalkeeper. It's delight for David Mooney. The ball played forward, and Gapers and Capaldi both got in a mistake, and Mooney took advantage of it. Hoolahan's ball forward. Capaldi and Gapers both hesitating. The ball spinning. Mooney took advantage, and it's Konstantopoulos who was beaten. But it could be such a critical goal because it gives Norwich City the lead. Now Eddie Johnson having a bit of a tangle with Darryl Russell. He's won a free kick. Whittingham takes, flicked on by Johnson! Oh, off the post! Well, the American got away from his marker and got the flick on, and he was inches away from the equaliser. Now then, something for Norwich City to enjoy here. Young Cody McDonald making his first debut, just 22 years old. Now trying to help it on. 4 minutes to go. Return to stoppage time. 4 minutes for Norwich to hang on to what is going to be a precious win. Gow, onside McDonald. Here's an opportunity for the youngster, Cody McDonald, to make it 2-0. Would you believe he was playing non-league football just a matter of months ago? And now Cody McDonald has sealed a vital win for Norwich City and for Bryan Gunn. Look at the right smile. Good play by Gow, definitely onside, level with the defender, and look at this for composure. This is what he's all about, goal scoring, and there it is, in front of the river end. Gow set him up. McDonald beat the offside trap, rounded the keeper, and there it is, on his debut. Cody McDonald makes it 2-0.
Those new faces doing the trick, a visiting old face sharing a few post-match thoughts with the boss. A very welcome victory.
Cody, first of all, congratulations, not only helping the team to a win, but scoring your first goal for the football club.
Thank you very much. Yeah, great honour to obviously play for Norwich and that, and obviously the main thing tonight was about getting the 3 points, which we've done, so it's good.
You say you're buzzing.
Yeah.
What does it feel like when you put that ball in the net?
It's just, I just felt like I was on a different level. It's just something that I thought I'd never experienced, and something that hopefully will keep going. So.
It is quite a leap from Ryman's League to Championship, but having got out onto the pitch, how did you feel? How do you think you coped with it?
I think I've done well. Obviously, it's a lot quicker. I mean, the pace is obviously going to be a lot quicker, but I mean, I've been working hard in training and that and doing pretty well, so hopefully just keep going. Yeah.
The manager says that you're able to do it on the training pitch, but that leap from training to actually playing is a huge one, isn't it?
It is. I mean, playing in front of 24,000 tonight is just something that it's just mental, so hopefully I can just keep doing it. So.
What's the biggest crowd you played in front of?
2,000. So it was an honour, really. It was brilliant.
Norwich, though, still in the bottom three as they took on Plymouth 4 days later.
Swung in towards the far post, and Gary Doherty wins the header. It's going to be David Mooney! And Norwich have taken the lead with just a few minutes of the second half gone. The man who scored the first goal on Tuesday night's done it again. Gets a yellow card for his troubles, David Mooney, but I don't think he's too bothered about that just now. Corner was swung in, it was won by Gary Doherty, and a call from David Mooney meant that Jason Shackle left it. They were queuing up as Gary Doherty got the ball across the goal. David Mooney had what looked in the end a pretty simple task to head it goalwards for his second goal of the week. And Norwich's first of the afternoon. Lee Croft now tries one towards the goal, and it's deflected just over the bar. Roman Lario tried to punch it clear. It was Alan Gow's persistence that won the ball back for Norwich, and a mix-up meant that Lee Croft could pick it up. And a fierce shot towards the near post nearly caught out Roman Lario. Summerball for Norwich, bursting forward past two players. Still got it, John at Summerball, looking for the run of Lee Croft outside him. He's still got the ball, in fact, at Summerball. Can he get a shot away? Oh, what a fantastic run from the Norwich fullback. Picked the ball up inside his own half, beat two men for pace, kept on going with it, John at Summerball. Closed down by a couple, he almost went to ground but stayed on his feet. And in the end, lashed his right foot volley just wide of the post. Lario's clearance will find Paul Gallagher, but he's lost out to Cody McDonald. Surrounded instantly by two players, three players in fact, but he's still got it, Cody McDonald, with the space on his left-hand side if he wants to use it. Instead he goes for goal. over the bar. Lita's header. The referee blows for the final whistle. Bryan Gunn congratulated by his bench. The second win of the week, 6 points for the Canaries.
A first league double of the season, taking the Canaries up and out of the bottom three as they now headed for promotion-chasing Birmingham.
Looking dangerous here for Norwich. It's a good cross and Cameron Jerome's got there and forces the ball over the line to give Birmingham the lead. Now an opportunity here for Norwich City, which Sammy Tringham takes. A splendid free kick from the Northern Irish player. Norwich fans go absolutely wild behind the goal. And City are level.
10 points from 5 games now, promotion rather than relegation form. Nonetheless, City needed more of the same against Sheffield Wednesday at Carrow Road. Could the Canaries end their dismal run against the Owls?
It's found its way to Jeffers again, and the space out on the right wing for Potter to put a cross in. Does so, aimed towards Tugay. He misses it. Jermaine Johnston can pick it up. Under pressure from Croft, but he's tricked him. Johnston, and he's away from Lee Croft. And that's deflected in. 1-0 to Sheffield Wednesday. It's Jermaine Johnston, the man who scored it. And that's a high cross aimed towards the far post. Alan Lee's there, wins the header. There's pressure for the goalkeeper, it's 4 into the net though, and the goal's been given. Or has it? Well, the referee's still standing in the 18-yard area. In fact, he's given the free kick. David Mooney's celebrations cut short.
Those decisions in front of 25,000 people at Carrow Road, and not only in this game, but previous games haven't really gone for us. So, you know, I scratch my head and wonder why. But, as I say, the main focus for us now is next week, and hope that, you know, we have a strong set of officials.
Well, you have to say Gunny had a point, certainly no one doing City any favours, and a sense that was a big defeat in the general scheme of things, with a difficult trip to Swansea next. New signing Alan Lee desperately close to opening the scoring, but when you're down and struggling, luck of course tends to be thin on the ground. 3 minutes later, Jason Scotland fired the Swans into the lead. New boy Lee was doing his level best to inspire the Canaries, and he got his reward with the equaliser 4 minutes later. Perfectly placed header. Lee absolutely delighted, as was his manager. 1-1. But all the good work was undone 5 minutes into the second half. Lee beaten by Joe Allen. He in turn set up Scotland, brought down by Gary Doherty. The penalty taken by Scotland. 2 for him, 2 for Swansea. Norwich back into the bottom three. Just 4 games now for the Canaries to save themselves. First up, Watford. But before kick-off, a minute's applause in honour of former City winger Jimmy Neighbour.
A minute's applause and the cheer from the Norwich supporters as well to acknowledge one of the legends of Norwich City. That's an ambitious ball. That's Simmerball ready all the way. Carney. Simmerball bursting forward through the inside right channel. He wants it played to him. There he is at Simmerball. Oh, it could be an own goal. It is! Turn it into his own net. His desperate attempt to try and dispossess John at Simmerball has resulted in a goal for Norwich City. There was a run by Simmerball through the inside right channel. He eventually got it from Carney, and it was Rose battling back to try and dispossess. Well, all he could do is lift it over the head of Loach and into the net. Doyley. Oh, deflection falls Watford's way. Hoskins from distance. Oh, off the bar! The shot right-footed, and David Marshall thankful that his crossbar saved him. Semabor found by Klingon. Wanted to slow things down as he's trapped by Harley. He's found Gow in space. Gow away from Demerit. Oh, that's a good effort! And it deserved more. It was Loach who got a touch. Well found by Semabor. He makes space so well, does Gow. And the shot just palmed away. Here's Smith. Threaded through. Nice back heel by Hoskins. Smith got under it. Klingon. Beats Cork. Bertrand. Russell. Onside is Gow. Gone for goal! And he was so close. Alan Gow still looking for his first goal for Norwich. As part of his loan spell from Rangers. He went close in the first half. He's come even closer here. Left-footed, rasping drive across Loach, but just couldn't beat, or just couldn't find that corner. Well hit. Carney's cross. Demerit away. Klingon strikes! It was away by Demerit, and Klingon didn't break stride. Hit it first time right-footed. Loach was stretching to get to that corner, and he would have been beaten. Smith in space again. Shot was blocked by Shackle. It was important. Norwich can break now. Lee. Still with Alan Lee. On his left foot. Oh, it's a super strike off the post! We've seen that goal rattled twice now in the game. Lee again, on his right foot this time. Not as close as the first effort. But Alan Lee was inches away from making it 2-0. What a strike, right off the right-hand upright of Loach. And again, he was well beaten. That's what he's all about. Strong, bustling run, fantastic hit, right off the frame. Great header by Shackle, off the line by Mariappa, I think, is it? Or is it Harley? John Harley with the clearance. Back in the penalty area, and Loach missed it, but it's a goal kick. Bullet header by Shackle, who's yet to score since coming back on loan. And Harley was there to get it away from danger. Good closing down by Croft, and it may work in their favour. Here's Alan Lee in front of Williamson. Alan Lee with a chance! It's been ruled out. The flag has gone up. Well, the flag of Richard West cuts down the opportunity. It must have been either Lee or Croft who was in an offside position. Alan Lee finished it off superbly. Burst away from Williamson, and that's a great finish, but the flag of Richard West rules it out. In towards Shackle, off the ball this time, and this time the rebound is put in by the captain, Gary Doherty, and there's daylight between Norwich and Watford. Watford have a player down, the Norwich fans simply do not care. Decent corner, Shackle's header, bounced off the bar, and then the rebound, and it was Doherty getting there first before J.D. Merrington. Shackle was unlucky, Doherty reacted quickest, and was able to force the ball home. Norwich's first win over Watford at Carrow Road in 7 years, and the most significant, it could be the most significant victory over Watford in their history.
Gary, very, very important win.
Yeah, it's a massive win, obviously, with the defeat Saturday. But to be honest, I thought our performance wasn't that bad Saturday. It was just a couple of maybe defensive errors that cost us. But we put that right today with a decent clean sheet, probably against a team that doesn't really have much pressure on them. And sometimes that's the hardest, when they can just play freely and we've got all the pressure on us. But it was a terrific win for us and we're over the moon, really.
And so to Portman Road for the return local derby against Ipswich, watched by Donovan Blake.
Klingen's free kick. The header by Mooney, it's in! Norwich in front of the derby. Now that's played in towards Alan Quinn. That's a fantastic finish. Ipswich are level. De Santos trying to release Lisby. Looked like handball, but then he's brought down. Referee deciding, taking his time, and gives the penalty. De Santos now with a chance to make it 2-1, which he does. And an opportunity here for Stead to make it 3, which he does as well. Daylight for Ipswich. That's aimed towards Lee. That's a clumsy challenge by Quinn, and the referee has given a penalty. Klingen takes a lifeline for Norwich, but surely too late.
Norwich now very much drinking in the Last Chance Saloon, and the nation watching as the live cameras made a return visit to Carrow Road for the final home match of the season against promotion contenders Reading.
This is Jimmy Kebe, and Long is there! Vital goal for Reading, and a real massive blow for Norwich City.
Well, quality has undone Norwich. They were appealing for offside, didn't look it to me. They're capable of this. Doesn't look any danger here, but they don't close it down. They're just one touch away. Nobody picks him up at the far post. Won't get an easier chance. It is quality. It is attacked, and it's in the back of the net. How important will this be to Reading towards the end of this season? Post at the far post. Cracking delivery. They wanted offside, they didn't get it.
Kebe. He's got a decent ball in there again, it's Long again! And the automatic promotion path is opening up for Reading. Well, Norwich City have lost control of their own destiny.
I'll tell you something, he's not the biggest in the world, but what a header this is. Second header, second assist from Kebe. Look, no danger, does there? Close him down, don't let him cross it. They let him cross it. Look at this for a header. Hit maybe of a little push, but nobody appealing. It's a really good cross, should have been closed down, wasn't, and that is an absolutely top quality header, because he's off balance. We watch when it comes across, not easy, have to generate the power, and doesn't he direct it superbly into that corner, giving Marshall not a chance. It's a classic header.
And so to the Valley, Charlton already long relegated, the Canaries with the routine huge following, and more than half an hour on events elsewhere in the hope Plymouth would do City a favour against Barnsley. We joined the action early in the first half. News that the Pilgrims had indeed taken an early lead on the south coast. Your commentator here is Peter Drury.
So it is now in Norwich's hands. As things stand, if Norwich can take a lead, they can find salvation. The first break of the afternoon is Norwich's break. They have heard from Plymouth. It can happen. Sam. Aimed in at Bailey! Hope punctured. Nicky Bailey for Charlton. And Norwich's uplift lasted for barely a minute. Shengji. Sam. Rakon. Terry Racon and Burton and 2-0 Charlton, and it looks grim now. It looks grim for poor Norwich. Charlton are dragging them down with them. Dion Burton unmissably, and Norwich now close to being unsavable. Bailey, Solly, that's a firm tackle from Smith. It is a Charlton throw. Rory Smith winning the approval of the 3,000 plus travelling supporters. Bailey's ball in, and Burton. It's all done. It's Dion Burton, and Norwich have nowhere to go but down. The game is up. Dion Burton has 2 in the twinkling of an eye, and Charlton's miserable season is ending on a high. 3-0 up in half an hour. So Barnsley are on course for the point that they need, and Norwich are on course for a nasty defeat. Blocked by Solly. Corner, right back across the face and in. And Norwich have something to cheer them on what may be their darkest day. Alan Lee got a touch right on the line and would appear to be claiming it. Some of those smiles are a mite wry, but it is Lee's goal, and it means Norwich need only 3 more. Sam's after it. He's got away from this man. Lloyd Sam. Burton! Hat-trick! That's the way to end your season. Dion Burton, who had scored twice for Charlton before today, has scored 3 goals on the day. And Charlton are 4-1 to the good. Smashing work from Lloyd Sam. And not a bad finish as he tumbled from Dion Burton. As he went to ground, he wrapped his right foot around it. Was it worth the journey? Lappin. Free kick in favour of McDonald, foul by Hudson. Clingan. What a terrific goal! What an absolutely terrific goal from Sammy Clingan. Almost certainly in vain. But it's a happy memory to take out of a miserable day for him and for those who have followed Norwich here. Peach of a free kick. And it's 4-2. Only snag after this picture-perfect free kick is that Norwich need 3 more goals, and they need Plymouth to score twice.
And so, after almost 50 years in the top 2 divisions of English football, Norwich City were relegated. Tough on all concerned, but especially the loyal supporters, who once again followed the Canaries in huge numbers, home and away.
Delia and Michael, it must be a day when you have a heavy heart between you, but it's your job to be, as it were, the face of Norwich City now. And what is it you have to say on such a low day for the club?
Well, we just feel deeply, deeply sorry. We're hurting. It means everything to us, and we feel very bad for our supporters because they are the real Norwich City Football Club, not us. And we feel we look at them and we see them there and we feel so sad that we couldn't do it for them.
You must have looked to your right today, Michael, and seen those 3,000 yellow shirts.
They were fantastic, and in fact, they didn't get the performance they deserved. So they really didn't.
Have you, not necessarily you individually, but you as a club, made mistakes this year, or has it simply been that the team, for whatever reason, hasn't gelled?
I think, there's all kinds of factors that are factored in, but there isn't any human situation in the entire world where there are not mistakes made sometime, and that is the normal part of life. But we have to go back now to the drawing board, and we have to look at the future, not at the past, and see how best we can proceed and give our supporters the success they deserve.